Welcome everyone. This is CiscoCuts coming in with a at-home fade. Just giving my tips and pointers on how to do a self haircut in case you can't make it to a barber. Here's a preview. Final cut. This is my first voiceover or really YouTube clip. So I'm gonna have a lot of ums and ahs. I'm gonna try to clip them out as best as I can, but as you can see, I'm not a professional just yet. But what I really want to do with this video is just kind of show you that even though you may not be a pro, you can get there. I've been self-cutting for 3 years. It's been a minute. You can see right now the back of my head, it looks chopped. That's because it was. But hopefully today, after this video, I can put some respect on my name and see where it goes. Obviously, right now I'm just sectioning off hair. If you have good sections, it makes a haircut that much easier. The first thing I'm doing is with a lever one click open. If you don't know what that means, I'll install a visual so you can see it. I'm creating my first guideline. I like to go somewhere around where my eye is at. That's my guide for both sides. I like to think my face is symmetrical, so that helps me really get an even guideline on both sides. If one eye is lower than the other, then you, sir, should not use your eyes. But anyways, I'm doing the same for the back. I have another visual aid. I go for the bottom of my ear. That's kind of where I start the first guideline. And once again, I like to think my face is symmetrical, so I use my, facial features. With my foil shaver here, the main takeaway is you don't want to run it up to that first guideline you made. You want to be a little bit away from it and just tap away at the top so you can get a nice contrast going in. I'm going to go 3 open right here. And this is more just to clean up the canvas again, aka my head. So whenever I start using the other guards, anything under a 3, I can more easily see a guide. I'm making sure to do an ice cream scoop method, so scooping out my hair. You can see me messing with the click lever there. I'm closing it now, and the purpose of closing it is to fade in the open 3 with the closed 3. I'm doing a half closed for my second guideline. Listen for the crunch. So that's the sound of cutting hair. And as you go through your guard work, you're always trying to listen for that sound because that'll be your best friend when you're doing a self haircut. Here you can see me going with an open lever, no guard on my clipper. And here I'm fading in or refining my half all the way closed that I used earlier. I'm going open. You're going to see it right here with my click lever. Afterwards, I'm going to click 2 clicks. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. 2 clicks, and I'm going halfway up. If you go 3/4 of the way up, it's not gonna be the end of the haircut. Honestly, you can always go back and detail. Detailing is honestly where haircuts actually end up being nicer. I also switched to fully closed, and I'm just tapping away at my initial guideline to refine. Here I'm using the 1.5 or the 1.5 guard, fully closed. I haven't really talked about my blending strategy. You can take a screen grab from here, but basically I've been working on, at the beginning of the video, the top blend, so using my 3 guard open. And then right now I'm currently working from bottom up. So I started at the taper zone or the skin taper zone. You can see in that text. We already finished that with the 1 fully open. And now we're in that mid-fade transition. And honestly, this is the bread and butter. This is the hardest part of the haircut. I need to get better at. Here I'm going with the 1 all the way open, and I'm attacking that 1.5 guard. With the back, I just listen. You should hear a crunch of hair. There's two sounds you're going to hear. You're going to hear one sound, which is hair crunching, and another sound, which is the guard running through the back of your head. You want to listen for the crunch. Here, I don't like how the blend's coming out, so I slapped on it 2 to kind of refine the 3 to the 1.5. And then after that, I feel confident with what I did. So I'm going to do some shear work. And this is going to be the longest part of the video. I won't bore you. I'm going to speed it up hella fast to avoid all the monotone voice that I have. And just to get through the chop. I'll leave the video running just so that you can see the progress. But you can see I'm aiming for all those dark spots. I don't like that. It's not coming out well because of those dark spots. And with thinning shears, you attack one section at a time. Comb it down in the direction you comb your hair normally. And then once you feel satisfied, you move on. Really attack those dark spots. There's no way around it. All right, I'm gonna shut up. All right, we're back. This is embarrassing. I thought it looked good. You're gonna notice that I come back in the video and do more shear work, but I didn't like how the back ended up looking. But regardless, you always want to see what your hair is gonna look like styled, because even if you go to a barbershop, you got to leave with the cut you want, the cut you came in for, and you have to make sure your cut, when styled, looks the way you want it to look. So here, I'm just using some matte clay in order to style my hair, see what it looks like. I'm gonna go back in a bit and then clean it up. So I'm gonna point at it here. Where's the finger? There it is. And more clipper over comb. I didn't mention my strategy for clipper over comb, or I guess in this case, shear over comb. You want to run it angled up along your head. If you do that, you get more of a gradient look, and that's what you're looking for whenever you're giving yourself a self cut or just a fade. If you just go straight into your hair and you're not fading out, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have another guideline with the shears. Even though it looks like the shears aren't cutting a lot of hair, they are. Respect them. That's why I go very slow, and that's why the majority of this video is just me clipping away with my shears. Otherwise, I would be too eager and I would have unnecessary guidelines in my hair. But you can see how it's coming along. I want to share the before and after where I started versus where I ended up at with my shear work, just to kind of show you the major difference that detailing can affect your hair. And the final touch-ups are lining up the back of your neck, the C-cup area of your hair. I don't think I show off a C-cup. I don't think I trimmed my C-cup. I felt like it was already pretty close. And if you don't know what a C-cup is, it's the arch between your temple and your ear, that area right there. But that's the after. There's the look. I like to ruffle my hair, have a more natural look to it. And that right there is a self haircut. Here's the elusive right side. Try to give myself a cross on the back of the neck. Got my curls. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you're able to give me a like, a follow, subscribe. It was fun making this video. I enjoyed it. My first one. Till the next one. Peace out.